Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 14, which is the first race of the second half of the regular season before the 10-race chase for the championship begins. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the M&Ms 500 at M&Ms Super Speedway. This is going to be one exciting race for you today as we are back at restrictor plate racing for 3 miles, 26 laps around this very fast plate track. It's going to be very exciting. Now, before we get into some details on the point standings, I've got an announcement. Since Ian Siegel quit the NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, he quit driving the 18 Joe Gibbs car, and so the driver that's taking his spot is going to be a driver, the same person who commentated the Daytona 500 with me earlier this season, and that is Charles Sanford. So Charles Sanford's making his Walmart Cup Series debut today here at M&M's. Now, the point situation heading into the race, Cassandra Renzi has a 28 points advantage over Ryan Anderson Jr., 30 points over Chris Washer, and 32 points over Brandon Nichols. So while Renzi has a pretty marginal points lead, the battle is on for the second spot in points between Anderson Jr., Washer, and Nichols. Now, the top 10 in points coming into this race are Cassandra Renzi, Ryan Anderson Jr., Chris Washer, Brandon Nichols, Cody Lamas, Austin Weiner, P.J. Williams, Jessica Sheldon, Chase Oliver, and Gabe Williams. And the two current wildcard drivers that could be in the chase are Michael Norman, due to being outside the top 10 with a win, and Alex Pedro with 2 wins. So that is how the chase is at the moment. But all that could change here today, as ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at your starting lineup for today's race at M&M's.
Imagine the dreams of a 13-year-old looking up at the sky, wondering how the world can be so cold. This kid wasn't sold it would be like this. At nighttime, wishes to be safe from this abyss. Cause this shit is something that can be dismissed. A boy born as a girl who is going through the stress. He's got a shotgun up, but can't play for the team. His school won't let him, even though it's his dream. Now he's sitting in bed with a loaded gun, thinking about blowing his brains out to kingdom come. Cause he's been bullied and teased all his life. Almost killed himself 2 years ago by slitting his wrist with a knife. I wonder if he sees the things I see for him. 10 years down the line, speaking at the forum. A college graduate up at the top of his class. The first trans NFL player up in the draft.
Well, there's a look at your starting lineup. It is Eric Burton on the pole with Jecko Knight in second, with Jessica Sheldon and hometown Boston boy Austin Weiner and Jesse King the top 5. As we are getting ready to go racing for 26 laps, boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls. And right now it's already going to be 3 wide for the lead. Or actually now that's for the second spot and settled out to double wide for the moment. And Jecko Knight gets the run off of the higher line, and he's going to get to the lead, at least for the time being. Saw some contact back there with the 20 of Kendall Maynor sporting the Rockwell Automation Toyota. I believe that's the sponsor. Meanwhile, back around here is 4 wide racing back here. And oh man, they are going 5 wide, maybe 6, 7 wide. They went 7 wide coming off of that corner. Are you kidding me? Oh, and there goes Chris Washer. Chris Washer, Zachary Fitzwater get involved. Michael Walden, Dylan Thero, there's Alex Pedro, Jesse Setti. I see Sonny Hammonds in there. Charles Sanford does a great job of avoiding it. Brandon Nichols slowed up well enough to not get into anybody. Kyle Matthews, I think, might have gotten involved. Gabe Williams got into that. Not really any terribly damaged cars in this wreck, but the caution is out for the first time today on lap 1, coming into lap 2. And Jekko Knight is the leader. So with that being said, let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the first time today here at M&M's. Well, here's where it's all going to start. These cars were getting pretty racy early on, and look at this. They are going to go 7 wide. For a split second, they went 7 wide, sailed back out to 5 wide, and see what's going to happen here. Oh, Zachary Fitzwater came up in the Chris Washer, and he came up in the Dylan Thero. Yeah, Chris Washer just got bounced around in between the 47 and the 17, and that's what got it started. And then there you see Kendall Maynard got a piece of that by getting into somebody. And there you see Alex Pedro into the picture. Jesse said he got turned. And look at the job that Brandon Nichols and Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews, Henrietta Fitzwater do of missing this wreck. And Eric Enrage, I saw, went low on the bottom lane to avoid. Let's take a look at this camera angle. Let's take a look at how the wreck started one last time. As there you see the glimpse of 7 wide racing for a split second. That was amazing, and they didn't wreck right there. But watch the 24 and the 47. They make contact. The 24 comes up into the 17, then down into the 47, back up into the 17, and then into the 47, got him turned. Seth Cole actually got a little piece of that, and Ken Thero does a great job of missing it from above. It's surprising we didn't have as many cars completely ruined after that wreck. I think Alex Pedro's the one that got the worst end of the deal, because I saw he sustained a lot of damage on the front of his car. Let's actually go to the 10 of Pedro and see who did he hit in order to get collected in this. Let's see, who does he get into? And I'm starting to think, oh, he just got sideswiped by Ian Dutta and forced him up into Zachary Fitzwater, and that's what happened to the 10. And Gabe Williams actually, despite getting a little bit of side damage from trying to get through, he managed to get through the wreck pretty well. But man, oh man, just a tough break for these guys. But anyways, that was a look at what brought the caution out for the first time. Let's take you to the restart at M&M's. Well, after that first caution, no cars retired out of the race, so somehow the cars that were involved in that wreck are going to be able to keep going. But anyways, it is Jekko Knight as the leader. Second is Eric Burton. Third is Austin Weiner. Fourth is Jessica Shelton. Fifth is Ryan Anderson Jr. Sixth is Michael Norman. Seventh, Jordan Culp. Eighth is Cody Hagan. Ninth is David Rivera, last week's winner at Spartan. And 10th is points leader in both championship and rookie points, Cassandra Renzi. 11th is Jesse King. 12th is Matt McIntyre. 13th is Trent Dunham. 14th in the Golden Corral car again is Rue McIntyre. 15th, Charles Jackson. 16th, Alex Hawkins. 17th, Cody Lamas. 18th, Biggie Spencer. 19th is Justin Talampas. 20th is Nick Pericles. 21st is Ken Thero. 22nd is Chase Oliver. 23rd is newcomer Charles Sanford. 24th is Gabe Williams. 25th is Larry Hagan. 26th is Eric Enrage. 27th, Kyle Matthews. 28th, PJ Williams, the winner of this race a season ago. 29th, Seth Cole. 30th, Kendall Maynard. 31st is Anthony McCreary. 32nd, Dylan Young. 33rd, Ian Dutta. 34th, Sonny Hammond. 35th, Brandon Nichols. 37th, Jesse Setti. Or 36th, just say. 37th, Michael Walton. 38th, Chris Washer. 39th, Henrietta Fitzwater. 40th, Dylan Thero. 41st, Zachary Fitzwater. And rounding out the field, and still on the lead lap, though maybe not up to speed, is Alex Pedro. We're getting ready to go racing with 21 laps to go here in the M&M's 500 at M&M's Superspeedway in Boston. And here we go. They are back underway. And Jekko Knight sporting the 25th anniversary Target Chevy, the silver paint scheme for this race. Meanwhile, here comes Austin Weiner underneath of Eric Burden. That is for the second spot. And also here comes Ryan Anderson Jr. and Michael Norman into the picture. And now Ryan Anderson is going to go underneath of Austin Weiner for second, and he's got Michael Norman helping him out in the draft to get by, potentially. He's not able to do it at the moment because Austin Weiner had a little draft help from Eric Burden, but now he's going to be able to do it. And now here comes Michael Norman underneath of the 51 and the 22. Meanwhile, Jekko Knight continues to lead the way as it's 20 to go here at M&M. So this is going to be one interesting race. And also here comes more cars. I see Cody Hagan. Here comes points leader Cassandra Renzi, Matt McIntyre, Jordan Kolb, and Jessica Sheldon all coming in there. Also with Rue McIntyre, Alex Hawkins, and others. Meanwhile, second now is Ryan Anderson Jr., and he's starting to close in on the 42 of Jekko Knight. Meanwhile, on the very low line, Jessica Sheldon was working with Matt McIntyre, but now she's got Rue McIntyre underneath her. And, oh, Shelton gets turned. Oh, that is a hard hit. She got turned by Rue McIntyre, and that is a head-on collision. But the caution is not out since they wrecked entering pit road. So for that, it will not bring out a caution. But man, that is a tough break for Jessica Sheldon. That was a hard head-on hit into the inside concrete pit wall after getting turned by Rue McIntyre. Meanwhile, it is now 4 wide, and well, it was 4 wide for a split second for the lead. Now here comes Cody Hagan along with Jordan Kolb and Cassandra Renzi, all battling it out for the lead. Look at all that smoke from the spin with Jessica Sheldon. And I think Kolb got the lead by a bumper right there. Or did he? Yeah, he did. And it is 4 wide for the lead. And Jekko goes to the extreme high line. And here comes Cassandra Renzi to the bottom, along with teammates Matt McIntyre and Michael Norman working together along with Eric Burden. But now they're split now. And here comes Michael Norman with help from Eric Burden in the draft. Let's see if this is going to work for the 3. And I think it might, because he's low underneath of Renzi. And I think he is going to probably get the lead. Everybody's just scrambling around trying to find their line. Who's going to lead this lap? It looked like Renzi got it. And now here comes Jekko Knight again. And to the very low line, look at that. Jesse King and Anthony McCreary working together. Meanwhile, here comes Alex Hawkins and Justin Talampas. PJ Williams, the restrictor plate racing master, is coming in through the picture as he won 2 play races last season, Talladega and this race a season ago. And here he is heading his way up to the front. Also Austin Weiner, and he's low. Oh, this could get bad in a hurry. Oh, some contact. A little bit between the 22 and the 34. Oh, and there goes Jordan Kolb. Jordan Kolb got turned. And he's back out onto the racetrack. Oh, and a hard hit from Kyle Matthews. And then, oh, he got clobbered by Michael Walden, and there went Chris Washer. And then Zachary Fitzwater gets a hit. And Charles Sanford was caught up in that as well. Caution is definitely out, and Jekko Knight managed to get the lead back after all that mayhem. There's what's left of Kyle Matthews, and now Charles Sanford is out of the race. There's Michael Walden, Jordan Kolb's car. That is where the wreck started. He got turned off of the front bumper of an orange car. I'm almost assuming that it was Charles Sanford. Could have been Gabe Williams, though I'm not entirely sure. But a lot of cars got collected in that accident. But anyways, while we're under caution, let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the second time today here at M&M's. Well, here's a look at it. They were 4 wide practically, almost 5 wide for a second. But let's see what's going to happen with the 38 of Jordan Kolb. It looks like he comes down into Charles Sanford, and then another head-on collision for him. And actually, before we go to the restart, we're going to take a look at the replay to see what happened to Jessica Shelton. But first, let's see Jordan Kolb's hits. There's the hit from Kyle Matthews. And then, meanwhile, back here, oh, there's the clobbered hit from Michael Walden, and then the side swipe from Chris Washer. And then Michael Walden, I think he's going to get hit again. Little side swipe from Fitzwater. Fitzwater manages to slow up to avoid. But man, oh man, that was just a tough break for these guys, including Charles Sanford. Now let's take a look at the replay to see what happened to Jessica Shelton, as we're actually going to go through this all on one replay. Oh, and I just screwed that up. Alright, there she is already on pit road after what had happened. Okay, let's go to the helicopter cam for this. They were 3 wide, now practically almost 4 wide, and this was around the top 5. Let's see what's going to happen. It looked like Shelton got sandwiched, and then the 28 couldn't let off. Wow, that is a hard hit for Shelton. Shelton went into that wall head-on at 210 miles an hour. Let's actually look at that one last time. That was a hard hit for Shelton, the Season 1 champion. Let's see the miles per hour. Yeah, 211 miles an hour head-on into a concrete wall. But that did not bring out the caution as they spun on pit road. Rue McIntyre didn't get hardly any damage from that, but he did come down pit road to get some tires. But that was a look at all the wrecked replays during that last green flag run. Let's take you to the restart at M&M's. Well, after that last caution, we have several cars out of the race, and they are Chris Washer, Kyle Matthews, Michael Walden, Charles Sanford, Jordan Kolb, and Jessica Shelton. But meanwhile, pit stops took place, and looks like one car ended up staying out, and he is your leader, and that is Eric Enrage. Second is Jekko Knight. Third is Austin Weiner. Fourth is Michael Norman. Fifth is Dylan Young. Sixth is Anthony McCrory. Seventh is Chase Oliver. Eighth is Justin Talampas. Ninth is Sonny Hammond, and 10th is Nick Pericles. 11th is Matt McIntyre. 12th is Jesse Setti. 13th is Gabe Williams. 14th, Larry Hagan. 15th is Charles Jackson. 16th, Alex Hawkins. 17th is Trent Dunham. 18th, Ian Dutta. 19th, Rue McIntyre. 20th is Biggie Spencer. 21st is Ken Thero. 22nd, Brandon Nichols. 23rd, Ryan Anderson Jr. 24th is Cassandra Renzi. 25th is Cody Lamas. 26th is Cody Hagan. 27th, Kendall Maynor. 28th is Zachary Fitzwater. 29th, Jesse King. 30th is PJ Williams. 31st is Henrietta Fitzwater. 32nd is David Rivera. 33rd is Alex Pedro. 34th is Eric Burton. 35th, Seth Cole. And running in 36th is Dylan Thero. And we are getting ready to go racing again with 12 to go, so we are halfway through this race officially. And now we're getting ready to go racing for 12 more laps here at M&M's. Green flag back out. And it looked like the 14 didn't get off to that great of a jump, because now here comes Jekko Knight up the higher line. Meanwhile, Austin Weiner is going to try to work with Eric Enrage, as he's got Michael Norman right behind him. Austin Weiner sporting the GameStop PS4 Ford for Penske Racing this week. And actually, he's going to use this car for the next few races. Meanwhile, Jekko Knight gets back to the lead. And look at that, for a second there, Penske teammates were working together in a pack. Dylan Young and Austin Weiner worked together right there. Brandon Nichols is around mid-pack at the moment. Meanwhile, Jekko Knight has just been running a smart race, trying to get his car to the front and keep it there without any problems. Meanwhile, here comes a couple guys down low in the middle of the top 10. Trent Dunham, Gabe Williams, and also here comes Nick Pericles into the picture. And look at this battle for second here. Chase Oliver and Michael Norman going at it for the second spot. Chase Oliver trying to go for his second win of the season. Same for Michael Norman. But now here comes Trent Dunham, and Dunham's trying to go for his second career Walmart Cup Series victory. When last season he won the Coke 600 at Charlotte. Unfortunately, we didn't run that race this season, but the Coke 600 will return next season in Season 4. Meanwhile, Michael Norman has the lead for now. And look who's coming down low. Chase Oliver along with Talampus. Oh, but look at this. Oh, there goes Charles Jackson. Oh, and a lot of cars get hit hard. Oh, and Cassandra Renzi was caught up in there. And oh, man, I saw Charles Jackson and Jesse King are going barrel rolling. And look at Jesse King. The amount of barrels he took. And Charles Jackson got caught up in. I saw Seth Cole, Jesse Setti. Dylan Young was in there. Alex Pedro in the pit road. There is Seth Cole and Jesse King. Nick Pericles was in there. So was Matt McIntyre, Brandon Nichols. And I thought I saw David Rivera in there. Austin Weiner's got some side damage. He must have made some scrapings on somebody. But he's still going. David Rivera I saw got into it, but he kept it going and kept it together. And Eric and Rage, I think, ended up coming down pit road. But meanwhile, Chase Oliver is your leader at the current moment. While we're under caution, let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the third time today here at M&M's. Well, here's a look at it. Charles Jackson's caught in a 3-wide situation, and I think he comes down into Ken Thero, back up the track, collecting Nichols, Pericles, Young, McIntyre, all up into that mess. And then he comes down into Renzi, who goes into Rue McIntyre. And then there you see Jesse Setti's contact. And then there was the hit from Jesse King, and then King got clobbered by Seth Cole. And then look at them. Both Jackson and King go for wild rides, but Jesse, he went for many barrel rolls down the back straightaway. That was not what those guys needed at all. Let's see if we can take a look at that one last time from the helicopter cam. Let's see how does this really begin. Jackson, oh, it looked like Ken kind of came up the racetrack, and that is what happened. Oh, Austin Weiner did get a little piece of his teammate Brandon Nichols, but it's still good enough for him to keep going. Sonny Hammond actually got sideswiped by sideswiped somebody. I think it was David Rivera. And then look at Jackson. He's pirouetting upside down and then goes for a flip there. And he comes back on all 4 tires. Meanwhile, Jesse King is still barrel rolling. Let's see if we can count the amount of barrel rolls he takes in this crash. As there you see the hits, and now we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 8 times he goes for barrel rolling. Still a wild ride. We're actually going to go through a couple of onboards. We're going to go on board with the 54, the 19, and the 52. On board with Seth Cole, who was running in 32nd at the time. There you see the crash happening up ahead. And watch this. Hard collision into the back of Jesse King. And there you see him barrel rolling right there. On board with Charles Jackson, who was running in the 10th spot at the time. As he just got flat out turned by the 78. And there was the ride Jackson took. finally on board with Jesse King, who is running around 30th. There you see the wreck happening up there. And watch the hits he's going to take and give. Wow, what a wild ride for the 54 car. Well, as a result of that crash, we have more cars out of the race, and they are Brandon Nichols, Matt McIntyre, Charles Jackson, Seth Cole, Jesse King, Dylan Young, Nick Pericles, Cassandra Renzi, and Jesse Setti. Look at that. Four out of the 5 Hendrick cars wrecked. The only one that's left is Larry Hagan, but Chase Oliver is your leader. Second is Eric Enrage. Third is Justin Talampas. Fourth is Alex Hawkins. Fifth is Michael Norman. Sixth is Jekko Knight. Seventh is Anthony McCrory. Eighth is Gabe Williams. Ninth is Trent Dunham. 10th is Cody Lamas. 11th is Biggie Spencer. 12th is David Rivera. 13th is PJ Williams. 14th Ryan Anderson Jr. 15th Ian Dutta. 16th is lap down Alex Pedro. 16th is Ken Thero. 17th Cody Hagan. 18th Drew McIntyre. 19th Austin Weiner. 20th is Larry Hagan. 21st is Zachary Fitzwater. 22nd Henrietta Fitzwater. 23rd Dylan Thero. 24th Eric Burden. 25th Sonny Hammond. 26th, and the last car on the lead lap is Kendall Maynor. And then Alex Pedro, who is a lap down in 27th. So only 27 cars left on the track, 26 on the lead lap. When we go green next time, when we come to the stripe here, it'll be 5 laps to go. So I think if a caution comes out between now and the end of the race will be over. At any time throughout the rest of the race, a caution comes out, the race will be over. And here we go, green flag, 5 to go here at M&M's, and Chase Oliver gets off to a great jump on that restart. Meanwhile, already 4 wide for the second spot. Michael Norman's low, and now it's 3 wide. Michael Norman going low underneath of Justin Talampas for that second position. Meanwhile, Chase Oliver still holds on to the lead for the time being. There you see the 22 of Austin Weiner. I believe he is still up to speed. He's just trying to get in a nice draft pack. Meanwhile, Gabe Williams is up here, and so too is Biggie Spencer. But meanwhile, Chase Oliver still has the lead, and he will lead this lap as it's 4 to go here at M&M's. And remember, the next race we go to will be a road course event, and as we head to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for the next race. And look at Jekko Knight and Trent Dunham, teammates from Earnhardt Ganassi, side by side for second. And Jekko Knight has been the dominant car this entire race. Been up at the front leading laps. He's been staying up in that top 10 all race long. And here he is trying to go for his second or third career win of Walmart Cup Series competition. He won 2, I believe. 1 or 2 back in season 1, and he hasn't been to victory lane since the end of season 1. But he has a chance to get another win here. Ken Thero is actually off the pace, and I think he might have lost the 4th gear maybe, because he's not very fast. He's only going up to nearly 200. Now he's back in 4th gear. They must have, I guess they got that problem sorted out. Meanwhile, look at this battle. Oh, Biggie Spencer about got into Trent Dunham. Oh, this could get bad. This can get bad in a hurry. But meanwhile, look who is coming up to the front. PJ Williams, the winner of this race a season ago. 2 laps to go, and I think Biggie Spencer led that lap. And indeed he did. Man, this is going to be interesting. Look at who else is in this. Ryan Anderson Jr. is in here, and now Gabe Williams is leading. Look at that. 3 of the 4 or 5 Richard Childress cars running 1, 2, and 3 right now. Williams, and Norman. Gabe, PJ, and Norman running up here. But Jecko Knight, Trent Dunham are trying to find their way around as here comes Cody Lamas, Justin Talampas up into the fray. Meanwhile, Gabe Williams is the leader at the moment, and he's got PJ Williams and Michael Norman behind him. This could be history-making. Final lap here at M&M's as we could potentially see a 1-2-3 finish for Richard Childress Racing. But now here comes PJ Williams to the bottom underneath of his brother Gabe. Justin Talampas, Chase Oliver, look at the run they got. They're trying to work together to get up to the front, and here comes Anthony McCreary and Jecko Knight back up here. Who is going to get the win is the question. 4 wide for second. Michael Norman is up at the front at the moment. Is anybody going to get around him? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Coming to the checkered flag, Michael Norman wins the M&M's 500 at M&M Superspeedway to get his second win of the season and the third of his career. Wow. Lot of teammates from different teams working together to get up to the front. You saw all 3 of the Childress cars up there, both of the Earnhardt Ganassi cars. What a job by these guys. And there's Alex Pedro getting ready to come across to the finish line to finish his lap, to finish off this race. And there he goes crossing the stripe. But man, what a performance by these drivers. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the results, as it was pretty close among several drivers within about a half a second, or within a second of each other. 14 drivers within a second of each other at that finish. Michael Norman gets the second win of his season and of his and the third of his career, as he's going to follow up his Daytona 500 win with a win at M&M's. Great job by the 3 team. Chase Oliver gets a solid second place finish. This could be helpful for him in the point standings. Anthony McCreary, he needed this run. He has been having bad luck in the last several races, but he's going to come away with a solid third. And look at Jecko Knight, the dominant car of the race in my opinion. He's going to come away with a 4th place finish, solid for him. And then rounding out the top 5 was Justin Talampas. Solid run for the 34. PJ Williams came close to winning this race 2 seasons in a row. He's going to come away with a 6th place finish. Biggie Spencer, solid 7th. Trent Dunham gets a good run of 8th. Alex Hawkins running in 9th, solid. And rounding out the top 10 was Gabe Williams. The rest of the top 20 was Ryan Anderson Jr., Cody Lamas, Ian Dutta, David Rivera, Eric Enrage, Cody Hagan, Eric Burton, Larry Hagan, Austin Weiner, Henrietta Fitzwater. And then the rest of the cars that finished on the lead lap were Rue McIntyre, Sonny Hammond, Dylan Thero, Kendall Maynor, Zachary Fitzwater. And then the 2 cars that finished the race but a lap down were Ken Thero and Alex Pedro. Everybody else was out of the race. Brandon Nichols, Matt McIntyre, Charles Jackson, Seth Cole, Jesse King, Dylan Young, Nick Pericles, Cassandra Renzi, Jesse Setti, Chris Washer, Kyle Matthews, Michael Walton, Charles Sanford, Jordan Culp, and Jessica Sheldon. Next race we run's the Canada 300 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We'll see you there, as here are your results, rookie points, and regular points.
Join the police, be on the silver screen, become a movie star, or be a pro racer and drive fast cars. It don't matter the age, it don't matter the color, it don't matter the gender or who you love. If you got it in your heart, then go ahead and do it. If you have a gift, then please go ahead and use it. Cause I was feeling stupid while trying to do music, thinking that they had no voice and that I was useless. But as I write this down, I can see what I mean. Nobody ever will stop me from achieving my dreams.